What's going on, guys? Time for the YouTube recap. Let's get into it. As always, starting here on the X, had some nice little scalp calls today with some good verbiage. Let's check them out. So 3 hours ago, posted up some ES targets all the way up to 56, 44, 75 long for the day. But what did I say about those targets, right? We don't just post targets and hope for the best and, immediate longs. We wait for confirmation, right? So if you look right here, it says a few long target scalps today, watching MACD trend on moves, confirming into data. Data was at 9 a.m. this morning. We had a bunch of little snippets that didn't move the market too much, but I'll come back to that on the ES. Now, posted another trade. NQ has tons of algorithm shorts left all the way down here. Called a massive short for that day, or for this morning, I should say, for the pre-market, and killed that one as well. And posted again for everybody and said, remember this trade call. Remember that ES call all the way back up to the top. Obvious posted the P&L on the trades that we had taken. Let's get into it. So as we've seen the dump coming into yesterday's lows, we were 100% long bias today with my group coming back up. The first scalp that we had, we're coming up to moving average tags like the 1 minute 100 EMA. We got the 5 minute next, obviously, but we're not talking about that one quite yet.
Order filled.
Let me move this over. There we go. I had to fill something over there. Now, the out of the gate 1 minute was actually pretty perfect here on SPY. The NQ and Qs had a little bit of a lagged setup. So I actually traded Qs out of the gate here this morning at the 1 minute because we had a little bit of a scalp. Pulled back down to some good support here. So opened up. I called long into yesterday's lows and a quick scalp push to the 100 EMA in the green. We capped that one pretty nice. It was about $1,100. And then we moved into a huge dip buy long where all those Twitter calls, X, whatever you want to call them, moved into today. Now, can't show you how I got those algorithmic targets. I'm not going to release that to anybody, but where our targets called, we had a couple separate systems that worked out pretty well. And I do want to go over what I said about the MACD, looking for the swap, because MACD is the most proficient and best indicator that the market offers, in my opinion. A lot of people, oh man, I got to change this real quick. A lot of people love the MACD, the RSI. There's a bunch of different new gen stuff that does the same. It's just not the same. It doesn't do anything for me personally, right? So let me get that volume out of the way here quick, and we're going to go into that MAC explanation. So about 3 hours ago, remember, we were right about here looking for that back up, right? So we had all those long targets right here, and we were coming in, and I posted that right around here about 6 a.m., maybe close to 7 a.m. on this little push back up. And I said, these long targets are up here. That doesn't mean we're just going to go, long and hit those targets perfect. I'm waiting for the MACD, like I said in the post. If you look on the bottom here, look at the MACD. Does that look like a good long MACD? No, it's got a small buy wave surrounded by two large sell waves, surrounded by a bottom channel of RSI, which we know if the channel is in the lower from the 30 to the 50, not the 50 to the 70 in the RSI, we use this as a 50% channel. This helps us with, you guessed it, downtrends. So when we have the downtrend staring at us in the face with the RSI and a huge downtrend MAC separation here at 7, I said you got to wait for the MAC confirmation to roll back over, right? I roll back up. So let's take a peek at that. What's the confirmation look like, and why did we call it hours in advance? Show me another trader that has posts like mine, 3 to 5 hours, 2 to 5 hours in advance for indicator setups that happen, that confutation as much as mine. If you go through the history, please do. I'd like to tag him, love to talk to him. So coming into 2 to 5 hours, we have the fresh low break scam. This is a typical system for us at the Boiler Room Trading Elites on how to play these. We had that fresh low that was long all day, and we went big there. Look at the cross. The cross started manifesting. I called right away, okay, here's the cross. We have a ton of room to the upside on the MACD. This thing has room to fly to targets now. We called 22 points and then over 100 plus on the NQ and ES. Now, that's why I just wanted to cover that real fast, that the MACD was one of the biggest takeaways right there. I told you guys it was going to go long here, and it was coming up. I didn't mean right there. I told you exactly what I meant in the post, where the MACD needed to swap to the upside to provide a momentous, great long setup. And it did. So a couple little takeaways here I want to mention on the SPY. We did have the same exact Fibonacci that we've been utilizing, which we covered in the last YouTube video. I'll put the last YouTube video in the description below if you are curious, but we have a high-low body fib right here on 522. I'm sorry, 822. So as 822 last Thursday's candle came in, we had an opportunity to play with the golden pocket again. The golden pocket is obviously this area right here between the 38.20, 61.8. I only use that mixed with the start and end extensions. Now, we just came into some targets here. So to update the chart or update the chat, we just had a target hit, just called another, I think it was like 10, 12 points short on ES back down the back test 100 EMAs. I'll get into that in a second. I'll go over that one with you guys too. So coming into, I had to update the Discord there, telling everybody that targets were hit, and we just killed it. All right, perfect. Now, coming back down, we had, well, I might as well go right now. Screw it. We have the Fibonacci and the golden GP, right? So right here, all it had to do is hold that support. That was giving us the bias we needed for the long. Anything above yesterday's lows, and I called the breakout level of 559.40. And of course, that's just the 50 hit. That's it. 50 fib. Golden pocket, okay? So in between the golden pocket ranges, those extensions are all that matter to me, especially on Fibonacci. So as long as we held the bottom, 558.65, we were going to break through the 50 and then have an opportunity to snap up and come back towards high day, yesterday's highs, pre-market highs. And then I just called a short for my crew right here. And I said, we're not going to go too much higher than pre-market high, yesterday's highs. This is a huge resistance zone. These are all of our targets are going to hit. Usually it'll spike past our targets a little bit, will be a fresh high and then reverse. Fresh high, then reverse. That sound familiar? Because we just talked about a fresh low and reverse on ES, right? This is the market scam. Right here. They love to do this to you. It doesn't have to be big or anything like that. I mean, people will long a bottom and for some odd reason equal stop it out, and they don't wait till trend and formation to stop out. So the market puts these little fresh low, fresh high breaks that continue the trend reversal. These happen all the time. These are fantastic ways to navigate the market, especially for us here at BRT. That's what I do, right? So I love those fresh high, fresh lows. So what did it do here? We can even look at the minute chart. Scale it down a little bit here so you can see what I'm talking about. Over yesterday's highs. And all my targets came in right about like here. So it's right by that pre-market high. And what did it have to do after my algo targets will hit? It had to push out a little bit, fresh high, push out a little bit, right? Stop out those shorts trying to pick the tops at the pre-market high, because you don't want to just wait. You want to wait for that confirmation. You just want to click. And then we have this beautiful RSI and recross here as we got a little bit of double top action, and then it rolled down, which brings me into the last call I just made for my team, the 5-minute back test. So when price action flies through a moving average and does not offer any back test confirmation, it becomes a magnet to back test that support, especially when we break through it. So let's take a peek. The 100 EMA in the green and the 200 SMA in the peach dashed right here. See this candle right here? Complete smash through, right? Price action flag, blammo, no support tag. It just snapped right through. Well, that means once the market comes up to find resistance and our final long targets for the day that we called right here, filled all of our long targets, what do? Well, if we're getting out long, you better be looking short. So we counter trend that right back down to the back test. And I just called this 13 to 15 pointer for my chat, just updated them right there for the close. And I called short here all the way down to the 100 EMA 200. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You want to see the call? It's way before here too. Bam. Scroll up here a little bit. Bam. Big capital letters. Back test short target in gold, which means 475.67, 474.53. Those are the anchors that we needed to back test, right? Let's check them out. Here's the SPY's anchors in gold that needed to be back tested. And here's the Qs that I called that need to be back tested. Now, this is one of them right here. And then, of course, the other two are right here that we're talking about in chat. So again, called it right here short in Discord and said it's going to come back down to this one and this one for back test. There you go. Easy peasy. So if you find value in any of this, I know a lot of you guys have been following me, reaching out on X a whole bunch. Please keep that up. No big deal. Love to answer your questions and make videos about them. If you want to, comments, we'll make a short about it. You got a question, you got a stock pick, you got a swing pick, shoot it up there. I have no problem checking it out. If you find value in any of the videos here, sign up at our website. Watch us trade live every day. I narrate this stuff every single morning that I can. Okay. So once you join up, I break down pre-market. I type in Discord all morning. I put the Twitter calls are just the very, very, very minimum. I type way more in our Discord premium chat about exactly how the trades are supposed to work out, what we're looking for, so on and so forth. If that sounds interesting to you, want to come trade with us, links are in the description. If you want to support the channel in a different way through Apex or Top Step codes, links are also in the description. If you guys want to come through with any kind of information in the comments that you want me to cover, please do, because I would love to cover some shorts and start building up a little bit more community on social media. So I'd love to answer some questions. Doesn't matter if it's platform related, indicator related, oscillation, whatever you guys got. So if that sounds keen, awesome. We'll see you in chat. If not, awesome. We'll see you on the next video. You guys take care.